Hey everybody, so we're gonna make meringue cookies today. Meringue cookies are just egg whites that you whip up and you can put an extract in with sugar and then you bake them on 200 degrees. So, but of course I have to do it a little different. I like flavors and I don't like dealing with extracts necessarily all the time. So I have found that if you get a large box of Jell-O, whatever flavor you want, we're going to do orange today. And the measurement is 1 cup of sugar for 4 egg whites. So mistakes with meringue meringue cookies is they get grainy, and that's because your sugar is too granulated. So what I'm going to do is I'm putting the Jell-O and the remainder of my cup of sugar in a food processor, and I'm going to whip this up on high for several minutes to kind of make it smaller pieces of sugar. I'm not going to let you endure that horrible noise, but that is what we're going to do. Okay, so we ran that for about 2.5 minutes, and the sugar, it's not powdered by any stretch of the imagination, but it is in smaller pieces, and hopefully that will help us with our granulated, like gritty cookie. Ugh. Anyway, so I have a KitchenAid with a whisk attachment. I'm going to put my 4 egg whites in. And we're going to start whipping we had a technical difficulty. We're going to start whipping those up. I want to say, if you don't have a freestanding mixer, it's okay. You can still make these cookies. Get your hand mixer with just regular egg beaters on it, or if you have a whisk attachment, and whip them that way. We're going to whip these up for a little while until they get foamy and white, and then we'll slowly start adding the sugar. Some meringue cookie recipes call for cream of tartar. I choose not to use those. So we'll be back when these get a little bit foamy. Okay, so they're starting to get white and foamy, so I'm going to slowly scoop the sugar in here. We'll turn it down just a little so it doesn't fly through the air everywhere. And I'll just keep adding the sugar. Once all the sugar is in, then you're going to bump it back up to a medium-high speed until your egg whites are forming very stiff peaks. Okay? So we will be back in a minute to show you that. So we are done with the mixing part of this.
Smells amazing in here.
Yeah, orange meringues. Oh, I won't tell you. You need to make them. I'll tell you that. You need to make them. Okay, so we're going to take this off. Now, here's another thing. If you don't have a piping bag with tips, just spoon it off. It's just this simple. Get 2 little tablespoons from your drawer and, just spoon off some meringues. You don't have to pipe them. It works just that easy. We're going to pipe, and we'll come back after we're done piping them. They pipe really easy because it was stiff peaks, and it will keep their form.
And we're using star tips or something similar to that.
Yes, we are. So, we'll be back. So, Kenan and I piped out. We actually ended up using 3 different tips. One that made them look like that. One that, when you give it a little twist, look like that. And then we tried a new one that we're struggling to get to work right, so it didn't work right. But made these big, nice ones. So we're going to pop these in the oven at 200 for about 20 minutes and take a look. We'll see you then. So, it's been actually 30 minutes. And when you check your meringues, so here's the deal. These aren't done. See how they're still sticky and wobbly? When they're done, they'll come off that parchment paper pretty easy. So we'll put them in for another 15 and check on them then. Okay, so let's take a look. think they're looking good. Oh, there's still a little bit. So what I'm going to do now is, because the tips are getting nice and firm, it's just the middles. I'm just going to turn off the oven and let them sit in there for probably another 30 minutes or so. When we take them off the parchment, we'll be back with you. Okay, guys, so we make our videos real. We don't go back and edit. We just roll with it. That's kind of what our family does. We're a roll with it family. We have all kinds of crazy things happen to us, and we've just learned to go with it. So I was totally off on the 20 minutes. Meringues are supposed to go in the oven for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. And if you make them bigger, 2.5 hours. So it's been an hour and a half, and they are finally to the, and look, there's one missing. I wonder who ate that. They're finally at the, like when you flick them, they're not sticky anymore. They're really dry, and they'll come right off the paper. That's what you want. So I'm gonna grab that other tray and make sure they're the same. Ooh, we had some bigger ones though. Yep, those are all good. Nice thing about meringues in New Mexico anyway, you can just leave them out because it's dry enough. If you're in South Texas, Babs, I'm talking to you, or anywhere else where there's a lot of humidity, you're gonna have to put them in a container that keeps the humidity out, or they'll just turn to gross mush. So meringues, these are orange. We've done raspberry, we've done strawberry.
We've done mint.
We have done mint. Did we do that with Jell-O or with just extract? Extract with the mints. The mint ones were really good. So if you're doing that, you'd put a teaspoon of extract in the egg whites when you start, before you even start. So that's where you would put the extract. 4 eggs, cup of sugar, or box of Jell-O, and finish up the cup of sugar. Whip, whip, whip. Pipe or spoon. Oven 200 for an hour and a half to 2 hours. Maybe even a little longer, not 20 minutes. Hey, if you like our videos, please give us a like and also subscribe. And I learned today on YouTube, if you want to be notified when we put a new video up, you'll subscribe and then hit the bell next to the subscription. Have a great day. Hey guys, I just had another thought. I was talking with a friend on Marco Polo, and so here's the deal. Eggs, we're in the middle of COVID-19, and eggs are kind of scarce in our area. I don't know how they are in yours. And if you don't have chickens, it could be kind of like, do I waste egg yolks or waste egg whites? So you can freeze. If you make a recipe and it calls only for egg whites, you can freeze the egg yolks. Just mark on a Ziploc bag, put it in the bag and stick it in the freezer, and that will work. Other way around, if you need yolks and don't want to waste the whites, and you don't have time to make meringues, go ahead and freeze those. Just when you need to use them, be sure to set them out so that they thaw out. You can set them in the fridge or on the counter to let them thaw. Anyway, just thought I'd add that since we were using only egg whites. Thanks.